The tragic death of Australian aid worker Zoe Grantham and her colleagues in Israel is heartbreaking. The death of innocents in war zones is always disturbing, especially when it's people volunteering to be there to help out. As I've always said throughout this war, it's critical that we remember who started it: Hamas, a terrorist group that was the governing authority of the Palestinians in Gaza. Now, I'm not Jewish, I'm not Israeli, I'm not funded in any way by anyone who is. I'm not dumb. I think about things. I'm very informed about recent and longer history of the Middle East region, and I still support Israel because I support civilization. I don't support terrorism. October 7, 2023 was the day that I lost all sympathy for the Palestinian cause. And where's the rich Arab world right now? Why aren't they helping the Gazans more? Why is Egypt still not opening the border to their brothers and sisters in Islam? Liberal Party MP for the electorate of Flinders in Victoria, Zoe McKenzie, said this week that Australians should be very careful with our language regarding this latest tragedy. She says we've seen terrible anti-Israel and anti-Jewish statements in this country since October, and terrible acts of anti-Semitism. And she's rightly pointed out that the Israeli government is being held to a completely different standard from Hamas regarding breaches of humanitarian law. She's right. And Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made it clear he wants full Israeli security control of Palestinian territories, given the attacks on October 7. There's simply now no other way. The United Nations wants to democratically transition the region to Palestinian governance and sovereignty. But the Palestinians have decades of work to do to prove that they're capable of self-governance. They might like to start with a complete surrender of Hamas leadership, especially the guys still living in luxury in Qatar and other places around the world. And they could start by handing back all the hostages. Honestly, that anyone could still have any moral uncertainty about this war is astounding. Hamas launched an attack on Israel that was months in the planning, well coordinated to cause maximum impact, not just in terms of the number of people killed, but to strike fear in people's hearts by the level of vile barbarism, a true act of terrorism. It was an attack that was launched by air, sea and land. It indiscriminately killed women and children, and yet we still have people, mostly just leftist idiots and radical Islamists, marching in the streets, still, as if they have a moral leg to stand on. It's absolute pure madness. And the deaths of these aid workers, no matter how tragic and sad, doesn't change that reality one little bit. Did you like that content? If you did, there's a lot more where that came from. It comes from a show called The Other Side, and it drops every Friday at 8 p.m. on Australia's ADH.TV, which you can watch for free on any browser. Or you can watch us right here on YouTube. Just remember to please support us by subscribing. Punch that subscribe button and the little bell next to it. Do it now, please.